Usual, we start by learning from others, and now I actually picked a new book. So I picked the Dalai Lama's little book of wisdom. Not sure if you can see it. So that's a new book anyway. So I'm gonna start reading from Dalai Lama. And I'm starting with on page 9. I am a Buddhist, and my whole way of training is according to the Buddhist teaching or Buddha Dharma. Although I speak from my own experience, I feel that no one has the right to impose his or her beliefs on another person. I will not propose to you that my way is best. The decision is up to you. If you find some point which may be suitable for you, then you can carry out experiments for yourself. If you find that it is of no use, then you can discard it. Okay, so I'm going to read this again before we do the meditation, but with that in mind, let's start the physical practice, and then we come back to the seated meditation. Okay, here we go. Finding your seat. Maybe if you want to, you can bring awareness to your breathing. So often we just take it for granted that we still breathe. Maybe just enjoy the pleasure of breathing on your own, without assistance from any machine or anything else. Just breathing on your own. Noticing the inhale. Noticing the exhale. What a gift it is that we can breathe. And what an amazing thing this body is, that we breathe and then all these things happen in the body. And mostly we are unaware of all these miracles or magic that's happening inside the body, and we're just breathing. Maybe notice what kind of breathing you are using right now. Is it soft? Is it hard? Is it easy? Is it labored? Just notice, don't judge. Is it shallow? Is it deep? How would you describe your own breathing in words? And how does it feel when you breathe? What does it sound like? What does your breath sound like? And then if you want to, you can bring your awareness to your feet. Maybe lifting the heels, lifting the toes, noticing the connection to the earth. So often we forget the connection, and our mind just takes us away into these crazy stories. Nothing wrong with planning. or preparing. Just balancing the planning and preparing with the right now. Right now, we're here together practicing yoga on the mat. Lifting the heels, lifting the toes. And then if you want to, you can bring your awareness to your sitting bones, those two steady, sturdy sitting bones. Maybe shift your weight from side to side. Really notice the sitting bones. They've been there with you for a long time, long time. And then coming back to neutral. And then if you want to, you can place your hand on top of your head and then push the sitting bones into the chair. So I'm pushing my sitting bones into the chair, and that way the crown of the head is reaching up towards the sky. Breathe. Maybe place one hand on your lower belly, reminding yourself of my teacher calls it the pit of the belly, the internal support. And it goes in and up, in and up. It grows up. It supports the spine to lengthen and stay tall and flexible. And then maybe if you want to, you can imagine how you're dropping down from the crown of the head, drop down to your midbrain or third eye. What does your third eye show you? Maybe breath. Maybe your third eye shows you breath. What does breath look like to you? And then if you want to, you can place your hands on your knees and then start the cat-cow movement if that is helpful to you. I am simply suggesting ways of moving. You can do what I do, or you can do something completely different. You choose. Maybe exhale and round. Inhale into back bend. Exhale and round. You can move fast or you can move slowly. And then eventually coming back to neutral. Checking in with the floor, maybe lifting the heels and the toes. And then coming back to neutral. Adding some blinking, bubbling stars. Blinking, bubbling stars. Maybe look at your hands. Look at the back of your hands, the front of your hands, and your fingers. Noticing all those muscles and nerves and bones and flesh and things that make them work. Isn't that fascinating? And then all the way up. Clasp your hands, turn them over. Straighten those elbows, those elbows, and then breathe. So often we do something and then we hold our breath. It's like, oh, what's going to happen next? I took action, and then my job is just to wait. Maybe do some side bending. Notice how the skin stretches on the sides of your body. And then maybe reach. And maybe you can imagine how when you're reaching, how you're allowing the lungs to stretch a little bit. and waking up. And then reach up tall, turn to one side, let the arms go wide. Let the fingertips move away from each other. Really stretch the arms away from each other. It takes a lot of work. Straightening the elbows. Fingertips are reaching back and forth. Breathe. Maybe look behind you. Notice what kind of breathing you're using here. Is it easier or harder to breathe here? And then release, shake it out. Maybe lift the shoulders a few times. And then blinking, bubbling stars. This time, maybe notice how your muscles are moving on your forearm as you're doing blinking, bubbling stars. All the way up, clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten those elbows, breathe. And then maybe do some side bending, allowing the sides of your body to kind of wake up and move, getting ready for the day. Reach, 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 reach. And then turn or reach up, turn to the other side, let the arms go wide. Fingertips are moving away from each other. Breathe. Can you straighten those elbows a little bit more? And release. Lift the shoulders a few times. Okay, now look at your fingertips. Imagine paint. Pick a color and then imagine the texture of the paint. Is it thick? Is it thin? How much is it? And then dip the fingertips into the paint. Make sure that all 5 fingertips have paint, and then draw 3, 2, 1, big circles, and then draw anything you like, anything you like, anything you like. And then back to neutral. And then look at the other hand, all 5 fingers. Pick the same or a different color. Imagine the texture of the paint. Dip the fingertips in it. Make sure you get paint on all 5 fingertips. And then draw 3, 2, 1. And then draw anything you want, anything you want, anything you want. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be ugly. It could just be anything that you want. You can delete it and then you can try again. And then eventually coming back to neutral. Maybe check in with earth, lifting the heels and the toes. Checking in with the sitting bones, crown of the head. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale. And then if you want to, you can place the arms in cactus and then gently start that twisting motion. Waking up the body and all the cells in a different way. Maybe reaching forward. Maybe swim backwards. And then letting the knee and elbow connect. Letting knee and elbow connect. And as you're doing this, maybe notice how the pit of the belly goes in and up. We want the pit of the belly to go in and up to give internal support, protect the spine, strengthen the core. And then maybe cross the midline, crossing the midline. And then if you want to, you can bring one knee up and then the other knee up and coming into a balancing posture, like boat pose. You can stay here. You can let the knees and the elbows connect. You can straighten those knees if you want to. Or you could do something completely different. And then eventually finding your way back. Blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows, breathe. Look up. How high can you go? How high can you go? And then release the fingertips out wide, 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 coming into airplane. And breathe into your heart space. Inhale, turn the palms up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. And this time, bring the arms behind you. Hold on to lower or forearms. And then stay there. Stay there. If you want to, bring your awareness through breathing again. This time, maybe notice what color your breath is. Is it orange? Is it blue? Is it green? What color is your breath? And then release one arm, bring it all the way up, place it behind your heart. Just reminding the heart of all the support there is. Sometimes we don't notice it, we don't feel it, it's always there. Just like the earth, the support for our heart is always there. And then release the other hand and be a double reminder of all the support there is. Love as a current, constant current in our lives. And then release the arms down. Now, if you want to, you can bring your feet a little wider. Hands on your knees, and then finding the sitting bones again. In between the sitting bones is the root chakra. If you want to, you can imagine the root chakra and then create small, small circles around the root chakra. Just creating small, small circles around the root chakra, going one way and then the other way. And then starting to move bigger, shifting away from, from side to side. Maybe from sitting bone to knee or foot, sitting bone to opposite foot. And then the other sitting bone to the opposite foot. And then if you want to, you can create big circles, big circles. And if you want to, you can imagine that the root chakra is at the center of the circle. That's a possibility. And then go the other way. And then just moving in any kind of way that is helpful to you. And then coming back to neutral, and then placing the feet in Tadasana feet. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Lifting the right knee off the floor. Big circles, big circles. Let's use the toes. Let's use the toes, dip it in paint, and then draw circles with those two toes. Draw big circles with those toes. And then maybe paint something completely different. And then placing that foot on top of the knee, use your fingertips to place the fingers in between the toes to open up those toes. Sitting up tall, seated pigeon, breathe. And then slide the knees together, inhale, arms up. Exhale, turn away from that knee, look behind you. If you want to bring awareness to your breathing. What color does your breath have now? Is it the same or is it different? And then release, untuck the toes. Left knee. Use the toes, dip the toes in paint, and then paint something. Paint something with your toes. Maybe we could come to the library one day and play with sea and paint with our toes. And then placing that foot on the knee, use your fingers to open up the toes, open up the toes. We want that all that energy in the foot to move freely. We're looking for freedom. What does freedom look like to you? And then slide the knees together, inhale, arms up. Exhale, turn away from the knees, look behind you, sit up tall. Maybe imagine how someone is kind of pulling the crown of the head up towards the sky. Feel the breath. Feel how the breath fills you with color. And then release and come back to neutral. Okay, now let's work those legs a little bit. So making sure that you are steady. And then maybe let's do 10. Or pick a number. I'll do 10. You pick a number. So come up to standing. And then 10 times, I'm going to gently touch the chair. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then sit back, shake it out. And let's do it one more time. You can do the same thing. You can pick a different number, or you can do something completely different. Coming up to standing, and then 10. Maybe I'm going to lift one foot. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And then come back, shake it out. Notice how you feel. And then we're going to come up to standing, and we're going to stay there. So transfer the weight, push into earth, come all the way up to standing. Blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over. And then starting the side bend. Reach, reach, reach. Reach both arms up, turn to one side, fingertips go away from each other. How far away can they go? And release. Blinking, bubbling stars all the way up, clasp the hands, turn them over. And side bend. And reach, 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 reach. Both arms up, turn to the other side. Maybe look behind you. And release. Okay, use your fingers. Dip them in paint, dip them in paint. And then 3, 2, 1. And then anything you want, anything you want, anything you want. The other side. Dip the fingertips in paint. 3, 2, 1. And after all that work, creating all these pieces of art, we're just gonna let the arms go. Just gonna let the arms go. Maybe bend the knees. Maybe let the arms go in a different way. Maybe leave the mat and go elsewhere. You don't have to stay on the mat all the time. And then eventually letting the knee and the elbow connect. Knee and elbow connect. Maybe crossing the midline. And then hands on your hips. And then bend the knees, wake up the hamstrings. Sometimes all that we need is a little kick in the butt. We talk about doing things. We talk and talk and talk and talk. And at some point, we just have to do it. Like you guys did, you clicked on the link today. So many people just talk about clicking on the link. You did it. You did it. And then lifting the foot out to the side, noticing how the external hips work. And then leaning and finding balance. Maybe let the arms come up too. Breathe. You can move that top leg if you want to. Ooh. And then come back and then try the other side. Lean and lift. Maybe use the arms. And release. All right. Blinking, bubbling stars. Now we're going to push away something that we no longer need. Okay, push it away, push it away, push it away, push it away, push it away. And we're going to keep it away. We're going to create space. Let's try that again. We're going to create space for something better. So I'm going to push, pick a color you don't like. Pick a color you don't like, and we're going to push that away. Push it away, push it away, push it away, push it away. And then allow a color that you do like to fill that space. Let it fill that space. Maybe you need to kick that color that you don't like away a little bit. Just kick it away, kick it away. And then release and notice all that beautiful color that you now have around you because you created space. Okay, now let's invite the sun, or let's sun salutation. Let's say hi to the sun. So let's do 3 sun salutations. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees slightly. Inhale and come all the way up. Exhale, down the midline. That was 1. 2 more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees gently and then inhale and come all the way up. Exhale, down the midline. That was 2. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, down the midline. And then stay there, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. And release. Okay, let's step back to warrior 1. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale to chair posture, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left, right heel comes off. Take a big step back. Find the earth behind you first with the toes and then with the heel. Warrior 1, just gathering information. Add some blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over. Straighten the elbows, breathe. Release the fingertips out wide. Place the hands in your back pockets, stay there. Breathe into that heart space. Release the hands to the chair. Pick that back foot up. Pick the opposite hand off the chair. You can stay here or you can add movement. And release. Bend the knees and come back up to standing. Other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. Take a big step back. Find the earth behind you with the toes and then the heel. Warrior one is simply observing. Simply observing. Blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over. Release out wide. Place your hands in your back pockets. Stay there. Breathe. Feel the heart space fill with color. Release the hands to the chair. Pick up the back foot. Pick up the opposite hand. You can stay here or you can add movement. Whatever works for you. And then release back. Bend the knees. Come back up to standing. Okay, step back to warrior two. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left, right heel comes off. Take a big step back. Open up the pelvic half. Open up the pelvic half. Being ready to create, opening up the second chakra. One arm is in the back, the other one is in the future. Flip the front hand and reverse the warrior. Open up that side of the body. Breathe into the left lung. And then bring everything forward. Long line of energy from the right foot to the right fingertips. Breathe into your right lung. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Hands on your hips, straighten the front knee. Release the hand down for Trikonasana. Maybe let the arm come up. Maybe allow your gaze to travel from the floor to the wall, up towards the ceiling. Bring your gaze back down, rebend the front knee, come back to warrior two. Hands on the chair, pick that back leg up. Look at the toes if you want to. And then maybe release the same hand up, same hand. Ardha Chandrasana. And then release back down to the floor. Bend the knees, come back up to standing. Other side. Inhale to chair. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. Take a big step back. Open up the pelvic half. Finding warrior two. Flip the front hand, reverse it. Breathe into that right side of your body. Notice how the right lung is expanding. Bring it forward. Create a long line of energy from the back left foot to the to the top left fingertips. And come back to warrior two. Hands on your hips, straighten that front knee, release the hand down, finding Trikonasana. Maybe let that arm go up. If you want to, you can let the gaze travel from the floor to the wall, up towards the ceiling. Bring the gaze back down. Rebend the front knee, finding warrior two again. Hands on the chair, and then pick up that back foot. If you want, you can look at your toes. And then maybe let the same hand release. Ardha Chandrasana. And then release back down, bend the knees and come back up to standing. Okay, tree posture. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Tadasana, mountain posture. Feel your strength. The feet are pushing into earth, creating a root system of roots that is stable and strong. And with that, you can allow the crown of the head to reach up towards the sky. Breathe. The pit of the belly goes in and up and gives you internal support. With a lot of internal support, we don't need external support. Okay, transfer the weight to the right, no, to the left, right heel comes off. We've done this many times before. You can stay here. This might be your tree posture today. If you want to, you can bring that knee out, bring the foot up to the lower leg. This is another version of tree posture. Or you can bring the foot over the knee into the upper leg. That's another version of tree posture. And then release back into Tadasana. Once again, remind you of that steady part in you. Steady, strong, stable. Securely rooted into the earth, reaching for the sky. Pit of the belly goes in and up. Notice the internal support that you have. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. This might be your tree posture. If you want to bring that left knee out, bring the foot up to the lower leg. Another version of tree posture. Maybe bring it above the knee. It's pushing into the upper leg and the upper leg is pushing back, creating balance. Two forces, two opposite forces, creating balance. And then release back down. Okay, hands on the chair, spread the toes, release the knees down. Opening up those toes. Use your fingertips, dip them in paint, and then draw, big circle, and then find your heel, and then paint your heel. Foot, maybe you're even going to paint the lower leg. What color do you want your body to be? And then release. Pick the other one. Use the same or a different color. Draw a big circle, and then start to paint the heel. Maybe the ankle, maybe the lower leg. You can pick any color that you want. If you don't like it, you can just rinse it off and try another one. Now, use all 10 fingers. All 10 fingers. Use some color and then draw something beautiful. Place your hands in your back pockets and allow the heart space to receive all those beautiful colors that you just put out in the world. Allow your heart space to receive all that love and color that you put out in the world. And then release. Untuck the toes, bring the knees wide, big toes to touch, and release the heels, the hips to the heels, finding child's posture. Inhale, come back up. And then clasp the hands, create that triangle. Tuck the toes, engage the core, lift the knees off. And then finding a dolphin posture. Armpits are moving towards your legs. The head is heavy. And then bend the knees, and come back up to standing. Okay, that was the physical practice. Hopefully, the body and the mind and the soul are a little bit more integrated, preparing ourselves for meditation, for seated meditation. I'm going to read from the Dalai Lama's little book of wisdom. I'm reading on page 9. So this is what Dalai Lama writes. I am a Buddhist, and my whole way of training is according to the Buddhist teaching or Buddha Dharma. Although I speak from my own experience, I feel that no one has the right to impose his or her beliefs on another person. I will not propose to you that my way is best. The decision is up to you. If you find some point which may be suitable for you, then you can carry out experiments for yourself. If you find that it is of no use, then you can discard it. And then with that in mind, we're going to meditate for about 7 minutes, sitting up tall, checking in with the earth, sitting bones, pit of the belly goes in and up, crown of the head. Bring your awareness to your breathing. And then I'm going to be quiet for about 7 minutes. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, move your head from side to side. Take a deep breath in, let it go. And bring your hand, if you want to, you can bring your hands up in Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. Maybe bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Thank your inner guide, your past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Open your eyes, raise your gaze, and thank you so much for being here together. Namaste.